All right, let's do this again. Radicals, day 2. Again, I wrote out our prime numbers on here. You've got that sheet from the other day that's posted in the classroom. You can click and you can have them open in a separate tab. So you have that list of prime numbers with you when you are trying to do some work. So, a couple of reminders. 1 is not a prime number, so it doesn't count when we're breaking down our factor trees. 2, we're looking for pairs, 2 things that come out to make one number outside the radical. So here we go, 45. Again, if you can come up with some of the numbers that make and multiply to be these numbers into the top of your head, great. If not, get a calculator, punch it in. There's a couple of tricks, a couple of things hopefully you've caught on as we're working through this. First off, something that ends in a 5, I know 5 goes into it, so that would be where I would start, 45 divided by 5. If you don't know it off the top of your head. You know it off the top of your head? Great. It'll go a little quicker for you. So 45 is 5 times 9. 5, prime number. That branch is finished. 9 is 3 times 3. Those are, of course, prime numbers. So now I would write this in order and try to be organized when you put your numbers in this radical when you rewrite it. So I've got 3 times 3 times 5. So now I've got a pair of 3's getting out of the radical. This 5 does not have a pair, so it's not getting out of the radical. So the answer here is simply 3 root 5. That's all there is to it. Now, it does get a little more complicated, but that's the basic steps. Square root of 80. Again, you may not know off the top of your head a couple of things that go into 80. If you don't, you know it's an even number, start dividing by 2. But as we've seen with a number of these, something that ends in 0, 10 is a great place to start. So I have 10 and 8 for 80. 10, not a prime number, 2 times 5. 8 is 4 times 2. 2 and 5 are prime numbers. 4 is not. Make sure you are breaking down the 4s and the 6s. That's where a lot of people are making mistakes. They're not breaking things down all the way. Make sure you take it down to the prime numbers. So again, I've got a 2, a 5, 2, 2, 2. So I rewrite it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 2's and 5. Now I'm looking for pairs of numbers to get out of the radical jail. 1 set of 2's, 2 set of 2's. So I've got 2 sets of 2's. Remember from yesterday, if more than one thing's getting out, I multiply those together. 2 times 2 is 4, and the 5 is stuck in radical. 54. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that goes into 54. So this is going to take me a second. I'm going 2, and I'm grabbing my calculator, and I'm going 54 divided by 2. Well, that's 27. Okay? That's an odd number, so 2 doesn't go into it, but I'm going to go with 3. And I grab the calculator, and I punch in 27 divided by 3. That's 9, so that worked. 3 and 9. 9, I know, I've seen that a bunch of times. That's 3 and 3. So here, I didn't know any big numbers off the top of my head, so you just pick small numbers until you find something that works. So inside this radical, I've got a 2 and 3 3's. Again, I find pairs of numbers. Got to be 2. I don't care that there's 3 3's in there. I can only pick 2 3's to make 1 3 on the outside. There's more than one number left in, so we multiply those back together. 3 root 6. All right, one more time. Big numbers, but it ends in 0. So that's where I'm going to start. 15 and 10. 15, we've seen a lot of times, that's 3 times 5. 10 is 2 times 5, so I have 2, 3, 5, and 5. Look for pairs of numbers. I've got a pair of 5's getting out of the radical. The 2 and the 3, just like the last problem, are left in the radical. So we multiply those back together, 5 root 6. Where are we going to start with this one? That's right, start with 10. 9 times 10. Well, from here, we've seen these numbers lots. 9 is 3 times 3. 10 is 2 times 5. So I'm going to write it out in order. 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. I find that pair of 3's. Makes 1 3 on the outside. Multiply those back together. 3 root 10. No doubt you've all seen this sitting here and you think that's a big monster number. What a royal pain to deal with. Well, maybe. Let's see what happens. Because right away, I see that it ends in 0. So what number am I going to start with? Very good. Start with multiplying by, or dividing by 10. 10 is a factor. So 10 times what? Well, hopefully you've caught on. 15 times 10 is 150. 9 times 10 is 90. 8 times 10 is 180. So this is 10 times 126. It's right in the problem. All right? 10, done that lots of times. 2 times 5, 126. What goes into 126? I have no idea. Grab the calculator. 126 divided by 2. It's an even number, so we know 2 works. Punch that in, you get 63. Okay, you might know something that goes into 63. If you do, great. If you don't, well, it's not even, so 2 doesn't work. So try 3. Put 3 in there. 3 and 21. Well, 21, hopefully you recognize, is 3 and 7. So I take a look at this big long list. I've got 2, 5, I got a 2, 3, 3, 7. Circling those prime numbers as you go will help you visually see them and you won't lose them. Also, you should be writing this down on a piece of paper. Don't try to do all this in your head. You're gonna get lost. And the third thing, be organized and neat. If you try and squeeze this down into one big pile, you're just going to lose numbers. You're going to know what you're doing, but you're just going to lose things. Be organized with this. So I got 2 2's. I've got 2 3's. I got a 5 and a 7. So there we go. Find pairs. Pair of 2's. Pair of 3's. Makes a 2 and a 3 on the outside. 5 and a 7, no partners, not going anywhere. 6 root 35. So that big old number that you were scared of, be patient, go with what you know, learn the tricks that we've gone through, and you're going to be just fine.